How do you understand and communicate the idea of being both called and diagnosed?
I want people to know that it doesn't have to be a conflict, right?
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be one or the other. Um, a great example of that, if we want to look into the Bible, is the calling of Moses, right?
Hmm.
Now, a lot of people think that Moses. I think today, if Moses was alive, he'd be diagnosed with a disability because he talked about how he didn't speak well.
Absolutely.
He said, "I'm slow of speech. I don't speak well." And then some people uh, would give me pushback on that, and I tell them, "Well, and say, well, it's not a disability." I said, "Well, the reason why you can assume that it is you look at God's response to Moses.
Right.
When God says, 'I know,' right, and then He says, 'Who makes man's mouth? Who makes people speak or not speak? Who makes people see or not hear? It's me,' right?"
Hmm.
And what I love about that story is that even God never denies that Moses had some challenges with speaking well. What he did do is say, "I'm going to give you an accommodation to help you fulfill your calling." He says, "I'm going to send you your brother Aaron. He's going to
Hmm.
be with you." And I tell people that's the first, what I call divine accommodation, right? God
Hmm.
says, "I'm still calling you. I know you have some challenges. I'm still calling you and you're still qualified. But I also know that you need some accommodations to fulfill this calling on your life. So I'm going to provide that for you." And so one of the ways that I try to communicate that is say, look, having a chronic illness or disability does not disqualify you from being used by God in any way. Um, and so I strongly advocate in my book, Disability in the Church, to have people in your church or your faith organization or your school to be leaders.
Yeah.
But then also, if we're going to follow the pattern of God, is we create environments and help accommodate people who have chronic illnesses or disabilities. We provide accommodations so that they can fulfill their calling, right? And so
Yes.
it doesn't have to be either or. It's both and I just need you to follow the Spirit, as we see God provide accommodations for Moses to fulfill his calling, provide those accommodations for other people. And sometimes that looks like doing things different. Sometimes that means reevaluating what we define as a leader. Sometimes it means putting aside some of our preferences and some of the things that we believe make someone qualified, and
Mhm.
actually look into what God is doing in this community, and see that it's not a conflict, and we need more people with chronic illnesses and disabilities helping to lead our organizations, because we can help shape the church and our schools and whatever else it is that we want to talk about. We can help shape it to become an environment where we see more people with chronic illness and disabilities helping lead us, but also helping teach us, because again, we have oftentimes a unique experience, um, and a unique way of experiencing God that I think helps strengthen the church. So it doesn't have to be a conflict. It is something that I think is necessary in helping build up the body.